In this one, we're going to be setting up our fire montage to include both our aim down sights firing and our firing from the hip. So that way, if we're not aiming, we're going to perform this animation. This animation. If we're aiming, we're going to perform this animation and control that in our code in C++. So let's open the animation montage, grab the 1911 fire hip, and drag it in. So what we're going to be doing is if we right click, we have this default right here, and we need to create a new section. So new montage section, just right click. Let's call this one fire ADS. Then I'm going to take the default and delete it. So that's our fire aim down sights. We're going to have another montage selection or section, call this one fire hip. We're going to position this to be right there where it starts. So we're right at that point where it crosses. Okay, so we have these two now. I'm just going to clear it, and now they're separate. So now we can go ahead and save. We have both. All right. So we remember these names, fire ADS and fire hip. So we go back to our code here. We have our montage play. Well, what we're going to do is if we're aiming, we're going to jump to a certain section. So we're going to do if B is aiming. We're going to do anim instance montage jump to section. If you can see the parameters, if it shows it, first one is the section name, and that's what we just created. So F name, and we called it fire ADS. Second section is just our montage. So fire animation. Copy this. We're going to do an else. And it's called fire hip. And compile. So we still have to start the montage, but once we start it, we can begin and jump to certain sections inside of the montage. So let's just wait for this to compile. Yeah, it's taking forever today. Let's try it. Play. All right, so my animation is off, so it's way off to the right compared to our normal idle. But when you aim, we're right. When we do the normal firing, we're good. So I'm going to spam the firing, go to aim. You can see it kind of blends between them, but it's a little slow to blend between. Like it's wait for us to finish. So I'm going to adjust the blend times down to 0.1 again, see if that looks like. Not bad. I'm actually going to leave you 0.15 still for the blend out. And let's just try some different options. So let's just see what Qubit looks like. Cubic in out. I'm not really noticing any difference, so I'm going to leave it at linear. It's auto blend out. Okay, so we're just going to leave it as blend out for this case because that's what we want. And yeah, a lot of it's due to that weird animation because we have it off-centered, so it's way far right. for our firing animation. So we're going to try to probably move that a little bit left or keep it the same. Or I might have to remake the idle animation for this to match up. So I'll probably remake the idle animation and just kind of plug everything in just so I don't have to really worry about it. Or maybe even just line it up, I don't know. But we now have our firing from the hip and our firing from aiming. So that's pretty much how we control all that. Go ahead and save. And for the most part, our fire animation, our fire montage is now done. I'm going to need to make some changes to our fire hip just to get it to line up better, but that's not too big of a deal. I'll do that and just get a little bit closer so it's not so drastic outside of the recording. But yeah, we now have firing from the hip and firing from aim down sights. So I'll see you in the next one.